Sure. Let's see where we're at. I want to know a lot as quickly as possible because we know what we're going to get in the Big Ten. So we got to be ready. And I know some people want to ease their way into their preseason or whatever, but I'd like to get some lessons learned early.
What kind of an environment are you expecting for volleyball in Target Center?
Hopefully good. A few years ago now, when I used to coach the USA men's team, we played Japan here when they hosted World League, I think, at the Target Center. And it was great. We had a good fan support there, and, it's a great arena. Hopefully our fans come out and support us. It'll be a good tournament. Yeah.
I know, obviously, you don't try to talk about the end of the season at the beginning of the season, but hosting the tournament there and then having the Final Four there, it's only, has to be in the head of your players that, the chances are that if you play the way you want to, that you can end up back there.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly something that we know is one of the facts is that the Final Four is going to be here at the end of the year. But I think if we're giving too much today to tomorrow, we're doing everybody a disservice. I think we just got to do the best we can, and if we're good enough and lucky enough at the end and stay healthy, then maybe we got a chance. But we're not somehow letting the end of it dictate what's going to happen at the beginning here.
Do you know, early in the campus, how big your team is, what the seeding is on the team? Are you often surprised by the evolve during the year?
Well, I think the season is dictated obviously by your performance, but also by the performance of your opponents. So we have no idea of that particular piece. But I really like the way the group has started. I think the preseason has been very good so far. Their commitment to learning and making change and the way they're competing and the way they're interacting as a group, the culture, everything's really strong. So, yeah, there's some room for optimism, which I think in this profession, when your job is generally to be perpetually dissatisfied, that's kind of a big deal.
So that with perpetually dissatisfied, how do you look back on last year?
Well, I mean, I thought relative to what we had and how young we were, it was a pretty phenomenal effort. I mean, if you told me at the beginning that we'd go 28-6, I'd take that in a heartbeat. Yeah, so there was no issue with last year. The thing that's exciting, I think, is it's a chance to build into this year. A lot of people coming back from last year's campaign and some great additions as well. But, a lot of the lessons we learned last year will be applied into this season.
The roster, just at face value, it looks like it's still a young team.
I know, right?
How much is that experience of last year for players that maybe wouldn't get that as first-year, second-year players that they did?
Yeah, we'll find out more, of course. But the thing I like about it is just the depth of the squad. There's 18 players that can all contribute, that can all play, that can all hold their own in the gym. So the level of competition within practice is really high, and that's a huge strength for us.
What do you say about the talent level? You've been here long enough where your recruiting, has been such at a high level that now even the younger players like you saw last year.
Yeah, there's
come in and then they could be your best player.
There's good players coming in, no question, and I think overall in the country the level of talent continues to improve. But we're fortunate enough that many of those young women are choosing to play here, so it's great. Every incoming class can hit the ground running, and they're playing well. Yeah.
How does that? That's a huge recruiting tool when you have freshmen that come in and have that instant success. It's happened now over the years.
Sure. Well, we don't get too wrapped up in the kind of hierarchy of teams. If you're good enough, you'll play. So you certainly don't have to wait to be a senior to be a senior. You can get it going anytime you want. And I think that idea that anyone can earn it is a really critical part of how we operate.
You mentioned lessons from last year. Is there anything that stands out?
Well, I think there was a few things in terms of some of the systems, some adjustments we were making in terms of some defensive things that teams were trying to do to us. And I think there were some things, just the effort on a few phases of play. I think the degree of responsibility that our athletes were taking relative to some of the transition plays, certainly some of the coverage, some things that are kind of a little more blue collar. You don't see it as much until one of these plays happens, but it might be 1 in 50, 1 in 100, but you've got to be there every time to get that one, and so just those I guess the best way to express it was just the idea of taking more control of the things that we can control is probably a good takeaway from last year.
Every year you wonder if, oh, this is the year that the Big Ten flattens out a little bit, and at least looking at the preseason ranking.
Yeah, no. I'd give up on hoping for that. It's great, I mean, it's if you like to compete, this is the best league in the country, no question. And there's all kinds of good teams again, and a lot of great players and great coaches, great places to play. It's awesome in every sense of the word.
How much growth did you see in your freshmen last year? And as you see them coming back now, you look at them, how much different are they in terms of both the way they're playing and the confidence that they have after last year?
Well, there were lots of wonderful freshman performances, but we had lots of wonderful freshmen. I mean, we were a young team last year, and I think just another year of what do we call it, seasoning and going through a spring and getting a chance to really learn more about their fundamental skills and add to their level of mastery, and in addition, physically prepare a little bit more for what's to come, and just kind of be in the system a little bit longer. I think all of those things will have some positive cumulative effect. I don't know exactly what that'll be, but I think they all feel better having been in here with 1 year under their belt, for sure.
Do you get from a recruiting standpoint, the buzz that was created in here, and the crowds, and and all of that, has that helped you a lot? Is the word out of the volleyball circle that you come here, you play in front of big crowds and great atmospheres and all that? Has that taken?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it certainly doesn't hurt, but I'm not sure that playing in front of a crowd is the main reason that an athlete might choose to come here. I think there's lots of places in the Big Ten, at least, where you can play in front of good crowds. I think the thing that's really special about us is not just the fact that the community is so supportive, but also that the university, the institution, there's a lot of backing from a lot of people here. And I think it's that overall support that we feel that makes it pretty unique. That's one of the great things about this. Yeah.
Look at possible senior leadership. How different is Samantha now than maybe when she first set foot here on campus?
Yeah, well, as you would expect, 4 years down the road, she's grown up a lot, and as a volleyball player, as a person. But I really have thought her first week here has been great. Really did a nice job, or is doing a nice job, on and off the court. And I think the best thing for me is that Sam's been getting better every year. And again, you're going to see another shift in her ability to play the game at a high level. More tools to her toolkit. She's taken responsibility for things at the net. She's defensively really strong, and of course she can flat out dish the rock, no question. So she's good.
When you have a young team, how valuable is it to have a senior of her caliber at that position?
Yeah, I think it helps. It's nice to have someone that's been around the block a couple of times and that knows what it takes to try to achieve the things that we're hoping to achieve this year. So yeah, there's a lot of value there.
As someone that's preseason third in the Big Ten, that's some praise for you guys. What do you see as some of the weaknesses you guys have?
Well, I think just trying to figure out a lineup is going to be a big deal for us because we got a lot of people that can play. And last year we had a couple of spots that were kind of by committee, and I think this year, we'll just have to wait and see who kind of evolves into some of those positions. And the depth isn't a bad thing. It just means that we're going to have some close races there, and we're going to have to figure out a winner at some point and kind of go with it. But the flip side, the good thing that comes from that is that if someone's not having a great day, then we can make changes, and that's certainly something that's a little bit different. I think in the past we've tended to have a group and go with it. I think this year we've got more depth, and I think if we need to make changes, we're going to be in a position to do that.
I think last year Stephanie in the scrimmage kind of wowed a lot of people, but you guys probably knew before that how good she was.
Yeah.
At what point did you kind of figure that? I mean, no one would expect that kind of impact right away, but when did you kind of figure that she might have that kind of?
Yeah, I've always been a big believer in Stephanie. So it wasn't a surprise that she was that good. I just think that as you see her this year, there's again more range as an offensive player. A little bit better on the defensive end. She's improved her blocking and her serving. So yeah, she just continues to impress. She's on a very good upward trajectory. I think the thing, I would hope, the thing that I think is the biggest shift from a year ago is that she's hitting it hard, but lots of people are standing in there and popping her up now, and lots of great defense. So we've got a lot of good arms in the gym, and a lot of people that are prepared to stand in there and play some defense against it. So it makes it fun.
Was it just kind of the talent level and also the opportunity meant for her to have a season like that where?
No, I just think she's that good. Yeah, I just think that she's good. You know, she'll have she'll have another good year this year, I think.
Is there a freshman is there a few freshmen that could possibly move into a position where they would get a lot of opportunity to?
Sure. I mean, Cece in the libero spot, certainly Donna Rollins is competing with a number of other people for that other outside hitter position. But actually, I mean, the whole thing with that outside spot is that it's kind of, I think it's all open right now. I mean, Lexi obviously has had a great couple of years, but you got to earn it, and there's lots of good competition. So in the middle, we'll see. We've got some people coming in that could impact that position specifically Paulina Svida, who's come to us from Poland, who could step on and have an impact if needed. But certainly Taylor had a great spring, and so did Reagan. So we'll see how that whole thing plays out. Yeah.
You mentioned CC.
Yeah.
Just having the local player of her caliber, come to Minnesota, stay here, and then the chances of her having a great career are pretty high. The talent she has, but see what happened with Sam and what she's done here too. What does that do for your program? I know you're a national program and you bring in recruits like Stephanie from all over the country. But
Sure.
when a local player like Sam goes 4 years and then you have another one like Cece coming in, how does that impact?
I think it's great. I mean, obviously, we'd love for all the best players in the state to stay at home, but not everybody wants to. And also the reality is we only have 12 scholarships, and not every year does the positional needs line up with the positions of the players that are coming out. So anytime we can keep great players at home, we think that's great, wonderful. We want to do that. Give them a chance to play at home in front of their family and their friends and their high school fans and all that good stuff. It's awesome. I know Sam's loved every minute of it. Yeah.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yep, appreciate